All right. You should have highlighted two different colors. Let me pause myself so I don't hear me cussing. Okay, this is recording for the PG version of the lesson. All right, make sure highlighter. If you multiply by an inequality, nothing changes. You should already have this. Leave the inequality symbol unchanged.
Mr. Lauer, you told us to highlight a positive number too. But, an inequality of positive.
That's fine. Thank you. Now here's the big thing. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, and I'm going to put a different color here. Reverse, did not come out right. We are going to have to reverse, go back to the other color. Reverse the inequality symbol. If we multiply or divide by a negative, we have to reverse the inequality symbol. Now, where's this leading up to? We're going to get all the skills out of the way before we go to the real-world applications. Both of you, last warning. Understand that. Thank you. This is leading up to our real-world applications, okay, which we'll be doing after the break. Okay, so the goal is by Friday we're good on two-step inequalities. So in multiplying and dividing, we should be good to go when we start applying why we need this in the real world. Okay, so I think we did this first example yesterday. T over negative 4 is greater than or equal to 7. How am I going to get rid of this negative 4? Inverse operation. Of course, we draw our wall. Multiply both sides by a negative 4. And I don't think we changed our sign yesterday. This is my fault. We're multiplying by a negative. These cancel out. So T. We have to change our sign because we're multiplying by a negative. Should be less than or equal to a negative what? 28. I forgot to change I made a mistake yesterday. I forgot to change my sign. Okay. Now, there is no number line here right now. So what you need to do with your freehand is to make a line. And in the middle of it, you put what your solution was, which was negative 28. And then on the right-hand side, you put one integer greater, which would be negative 27, and one integer less than, which is what? Negative 29. You don't need to make a number line that's 15, 20 lines. We know it's a closed solution. And which way is it going? Left. Going to the left. Now, we changed it because if we take negative 32, let's take something that's divisible by 4 very easily. If we put negative 32 up here, negative 32 divided by negative 4, what J.O. says is a positive 8. Is 8 greater than or equal to 7? Yes, it is. That's why when you divide or multiply by a negative, you have to reverse the inequality symbol. Okay? When you divide or multiply with a positive, leave it alone. Okay? You're not changing anything of the signs. You're just switching the inequality sign. Okay?
I was going to ask, why would you change the sign if the variable?
Because when you divide by the negative, the rule is it's got to be flipped. That's why I wanted to show you. All right, so we have the second example I think we did also is negative 3x is less than 12. Divide both sides by what? Negative 3. Those cancel out. We're dividing by a negative this time, so that x or that less than sign becomes what? A greater than sign. 12 divided by negative 3? Negative 4. Go ahead and make your number line. Put your solution, what the number was, here. Austin, glasses on, pay attention to Papa Smurf. I know I'm ugly, but you got to live with that. Negative 3, and one less would be negative 5. Kyle?
switch the signs.
When you divide by a negative, you have to. Okay?
But it didn't
We'll look at it. We'll take a look at the solution here in a second. Open or closed?
open.
Open on -4. Which way?
Right.
To the right. Now, what Kyle said, let's check it. Let's get a solution somewhere less than or greater than -4. Let's take 2. Want to take +2? So we have 3 times a -2, which is what? -6. Is -6 less than 12? Okay. So we need any x values that are greater than -4 to satisfy this inequality. If we went the other way, it would not match up. For example, let's take a -6. -6 is right here. Let's put in -3 times a -6 is less than 12. What's -3 times -6?
-18.
Positive 18.
Is 18 less than 12?
Yeah.
No.
No.
See why we have to switch the signs when you're dividing or multiplying by a negative. The reason being, remember the integer rules. A negative times a negative is a what? Positive. A positive times a positive, same sign. That's why we have to switch it, because of the integer computation rules. Okay?
So on the test, does it matter where we put the dot, either above or on it?
No.
Okay.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. Yep. Did we do this one? I don't think we did this one. Why don't you try that one on your own? Try 8 is greater than or equal to -4x.
Unless it comes to you.
For those people that are doing this on the iPad, pause me at this time such that you have time to do this problem individually, and then restart me when you are done with this problem. All right. Let's draw your wall. Then what'd you do? Matthew Smith, what'd you do, bud? Which is division. So you divide both sides by what? Yes, make sure you have your division sign. You're not subtracting. Make sure you have your division sign, the division bar. Divide both sides by -4. 8 divided by -4. -2. Here's your x. You divide it by a negative. So what must you do? Switch your signs. So you have -2 is less than or equal to x. Now it's time to graph the solution, but let's make it easy for us, for ourselves. What must we do to the variable, Linz? Let's get that variable where? On that left side. So we're not changing the value. We're just switching around. So it should be x greater than or equal to a -2. Now because of that, you end up with your original sign. Okay. Now make your number line. -2. Get one bigger, -1. One less, -3. Open or closed? Closed. Which direction?
To the right.
Now, if you're creating your own number lines, which I'm not going to have you do most of the time, I would put it above so I can see. Or if you do it in colored pencil, because if you do pencil or pencil, I'm not going to see the line. Now, if it's already a pre-made number line, I'm going to be able to see that just because of the printed ink. Okay. Questions on how to do the multiplication or division? I'm going to set you with appointments right now. Kyle?